what's up guys, it's Dom from Hole Printing Inc. In today's quick yet very insightful video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to fix a common problem in DTF printing. Now this is going to be related to DTF commercial printing, so let's get right into today's video. My name is Dom, I own Hole Printing Inc. I've been in the printing industry for years. I've worked with many big corporations and I help you on your printing journey. So I literally just finished a one-on-one consultation with one of my subscribers that was having some problems, and it's very interesting because this is one of the first one-on-one consultations I do about commercial DTF printing. As you guys know, we have this big beast of a commercial printer, and lucky enough for him, he had the same software as me. So I'll be honest guys, these DTF commercial printers are a headache because there's not a lot of support on them. They're all different. Some use different softwares, some use different ripping softwares. It's a very different game when it comes to commercial versus those small DTF desktop printers. So hopefully in today's quick video, if you have Print XP, it should be very helpful, and I'll also be covering some other different tips to help you on your journey. So you just got your DTF printer, you go to print something and your colors are all out of whack. I'll put a photo on the screen for a visual, but basically you have nothing aligning properly. 3 problems that can cause this. Number one of your cables is not in the right slot. So over here guys, we have the cables running through from the print heads all the way to the main board. These are very important to take a look. If you're having your colors and your image all over the place, it might be one of your cables that's not connected properly or in the wrong slot. Play around with these cables, make sure you follow the manufacturer's guidelines, and if it's still not working, go back to the original cable positions that you have and make sure you take photos and notes of everything you're doing. You always want to make sure you have a backup of everything, especially in DTF commercial printing. Last thing you want is to have 5 different problems when you only had 1. So, like I said, one of the cables going from the print head could be not well connected. Make sure you take a look at that, and before you do anything, take a photo of the original position so you can put them back in the original position, especially if it's the guidelines of the manufacturer. So cables is number 1, not inserted properly or in the wrong slot. Once that is diagnosed and that is the problem, you're back to printing, or if it's not the problem, step number 2. In DTF printing, if you have a 4-head, a 2-head, whatever the case may be, as long as you have more than 1 head, you have calibration. Calibration is super important, and here it is. So in Print XP, you go to adjust, and I'll make an in-depth video, guys, of how to do the calibration, but this is your calibration checker. You have nozzle checker, you have vertical, you have all of these things. You have step adjust, head adjust, color adjust, bidirect adjust. I won't go through in this video on how to do it just because that's a video by itself. It's very important, and I'll make that video very soon on how to adjust your heads, especially if you have a 4-head printer. It can be quite hard. So number 1, cable not connected properly or in the wrong slot. Number 2 is going to be your calibration. Like I said, video on calibration coming very soon. And the last thing is going to be color adjust. This is what the guy had a problem with. Unfortunately for him, the manufacturer told him that, hey, you have to adjust these colors to make sure that your colors are printing accurately. Like I explained to the guy that I was in the one-on-one consultation with, yes, you can play around with these colors. However, I'm not familiar with it personally. I prefer to leave them all at 0 and to play with the colors on my Print XP. So here in Print XP, guys, you have a way to actually go ahead and play with the white percentage, the gloss, and the color itself. This makes it more darker. But you can also play around with the colors on Photoshop and on Flexi, Maintop, CAD-Link. You have a bunch of different ways. I would personally not play with the colors here because I'm not personally familiar with them. If you are, congratulations, carry on. However, very important guys, the reason he was having ghosting, basically his prints were coming out 4 times and they were all uneven, it wasn't printing properly, is that he had values in all of this. So I told him, reset everything to 0 and try again. Once he tried, he not only had everything calibrated properly, but he also had a nice white underbase. Now that's perfect because what he can do now to play around with his colors is go on his computer, play around in Photoshop, play around in Maintop, Flexi, CAD-Link, and he can fix his colors through his ICC profiles or anything else like that. But make sure all of your values here are at 0, and I'll make more videos in the near future how to do the diagnostic to make sure that your image is calibrated properly. Like I said, there's 3 main culprits. Number 1 being the cables not in the proper position or the right slot or not inserted properly. It can be the calibration of your heads that I'll make a video in depth very soon on how to make sure calibration is perfect. And the last thing, like I said, is color adjust. If you have some values here, at least in my experience and in his experience, is that you're going to have ghosting and your prints are going to be all over the place, not calibrated properly. Hopefully this video helped and shined some light on what to do if ever you're having issues with your DTF commercial printer when it comes to calibration. Like I said multiple times, I'll be updating you guys with a video very soon on how to calibrate your 2-head, 4-head, 6-head, whatever the case may be, properly, so you never have to have an issue with calibration ever again. Hopefully you guys found this video somewhat helpful. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. This was Dom from Whole Printing Inc. Make a print you'll never forget.